Welcome to Connect with Keeney. I'm your host, Matt Keeney, and today we're diving into all things life, family, fitness, business, entrepreneurship. So grab your coffee, grab a notepad, take a seat, sit back and be inspired, educated, and motivated. Let's get to today's show. Today, we're not here to play it safe. We're here to dive deep, get real, and have some fun. So let's go.
Okay, Matt, what does wealth really mean to you beyond money?
Man, good question, Dre. I'm obsessed with the term wealth. You know, when I drive down the road, when I'm thinking out loud, I'm just intrigued by wealth. Wealth, I believe, is ever changing. There's many definitions of wealth. If you interview 100 people, I think you're going to get 100 different definitions. As a young child, I thought wealth could be defined by money, your bank account, your status. As I get older and become more wise, I look at wealth as a holistic approach. I look at it as seasons of life and your faith, your family, your fitness, your drive, your success, how easy it is to get out of bed. And I'm going to give you 5 examples of what is wealth. I think if you ask a blind person what is wealth, they're going to give you a definition of sight. If you ask a billionaire what is wealth, they may define it with privacy. If you ask a janitor what is wealth, they're going to say a promotion. So wealth is not one thing, it is many things. And when you can holistically have fulfillment in 5 areas of life, I think that's what wealth is. So Dre, to answer your question, wealth is a purpose to get out of bed. It's having a service to serve others. It's pursuing purpose and passion. And when you tie that all together with the principles of faith, I think that's wealth. And I'll wake up every single day to strive to not leave anything in the tank. I don't want to be on death's doorstep. I don't want to have that encounter and saying, I wish I would have. Wealth is ultimately having the ability to lead my family and pursue a fulfilling life. That's my definition of wealth.
Okay, Matt, how have your hardest life lessons shaped your definition of success?
Yeah, so I think you cannot have success without failures. Failure is the greatest teacher. And I can go two or three answers that come right to my mind here. When I failed my wife in either the drinking stage and not coming home and seeing the disappointment on her face, that was the biggest life lesson that taught me what I wanted. I didn't want to fail. I didn't want to disappoint her. I wanted to please her. I wanted to be that husband. I wanted to be that father. I wanted to be that role model. So without that failure, I don't think I would ever have had the drive to be the man I am today. Number 2, in business, I started a meal prep kitchen company with no culinary degree, no business education, minimal education of anything, how to get started. But I did have this overwhelming purpose, passion, and gift that I felt like if I could serve more people, if I could feed more people, I could serve more people. And through that experience, we had 400 pounds of chicken that we cooked. And during the process, it was the beginning infancy stages. We're trying to sell meals, to pay the bills, and man, it was a rat race to even get started. And we lost 400 pounds of chicken breast overnight due to we cooked the chicken, we put it in a container, I put the lid on it, and I didn't allow that chicken to cool properly. So once again, back to not having the education. Now we're all educated. I have the right equipment. We've served 650,000 meals. We're on a very good directive path of the meal prep company. But man, I lost 400 pounds of chicken, which was $2 a pound. That was an $800 college course that I didn't have $800 to lose. I had to go back to the store Sunday morning, buy 400 more pounds of chicken from Sam's Club to Walmart, source them all, cook all day, deliver the meals into a Monday. 400 pounds of chicken breast turns into 1,200 meals. 1,200 meals at $8 a meal is $9,600. So I learned math, I learned to slow down, and I learned how to cook and prepare food professionally. And through that failure, It expedited the Keeney's Kitchen Meal Prep Company.
So we've heard of how some of your life lessons have shaped your definition of success. What is your why in business?
Why? Man, I think whenever you can begin to identify your why, we all have a why. Some people go through life and they don't identify that. They don't study it. They don't tap into what's inside. It doesn't just happen overnight. It takes deep thought. It takes silence. It takes studying. It takes active participation and to begin to develop your why. My why is I know that I want to impact and serve as many people as possible through health and wellness. We live in an area of poverty. We live in an area of sickness. Southern Appalachia, we redneck, hillbillies, all the above. There's really good people. There's really smart people. There's incredible humans within our 120-mile demographic. However, food is a drug. Food is an addiction. There is not readily available healthy food in the market. At fast food, we live in a busy society. Busy parents, busy. If I don't have a busy schedule, then I'm not living a purpose-fulfilled life. That's wrong. That's exactly wrong. So my why is literally to impact as many people through health and wellness by building leaders within our Keeney's Kitchen umbrella. That's my overwhelming why.
When it comes to your personal life, do you have a different why for it versus your business?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, it took me 38 years to identify my why. And once I realized that my why is to change my family tree, I'm projected third generation alcoholic, third generation divorcee, third generation. My grandfather died at 63. My dad died at 57. I'm projected to die at 53, if you just want to do stats. And once I realized that I was created to change my family tree, build an everlasting legacy, and know that my wife and my kids are going to have a strong leader to look up to in our household, that's ultimately what drives me today, is being a husband, being a father, and changing my family tree.
So in your journey to a successful business, how do you build a business culture that lasts?
Culture is king. Without culture, you have nothing. Where there is no vision, people will perish. And culture is so important. I think you got to build relationships. I look at my employees as teammates, really not family. So a lot of companies out there will all we're a family. Well, unfortunately, family lets you down. Your spouse is going to let you down. As a son or daughter, you're going to disappoint your mom or dad, your cousins, aunt and uncles. I'm obsessed with building a team, a strong team. I want to build the dynasty of the Dallas Cowboys. I want to build the dynasty of the New England Patriots, the Chicago Bulls, the LA Lakers. Every person on that team has a purpose, has a role, has a responsibility. In family, if I'm a sibling, my sister will pick up the mess. Mom will take care of me. In getting my staff, my teammates to build into the culture, there's a bigger purpose. We're defeating diabetes. We're creating jobs. We're growing leaders within our umbrella. You know, identify talents and immediately saying, hey, how can we take this entry-level job and grow you into a shift leader, a manager, a general manager, delivery driver? I want the best for everybody inside our company. Without a doubt, culture is the biggest disease that ruins businesses, and culture can be the most uplifting, rewarding. And it only takes, we have staff meetings weekly that we're always building culture, building positivity, and really non-negotiables. If you're having a bad day and you work for me, go home. Come back when you're positive. If you bring negativity into the place you don't work, it's a non-negotiable standard. If you work inside Keeney's Kitchen and you're negative, unfortunately, we're going to exit you out the door. Positive, we understand everybody has bad days. I'm going to give you grace. That's the difference of a small business. I'm going to say, hey, stay home if you and your wife got in an argument. Stay home if you have a flat tire. Stay home if you spilled your coffee. Don't bring it inside here. Only walk through those doors whenever you're ready to add value to your teammates. And with that, you have a responsibility to be the best dishwasher on the team, to be the best meal prep packager, to be the best delivery driver. And praise your staff members. Tell them they do a good job. I also tell my staff members, you have to be willing to accept constructive criticism. If you cannot take constructive criticism, you need to look in the mirror. Maybe you're the problem. It's not the boss or the coworkers. You're the problem, because as a leader of the franchise, I'm always seeking ways to get better, to learn. I make mistakes every day, but the definition of insanity is doing the same mistake over and over and expecting a different result. Coach me, teach me, lead me. And if we're willing to accept that and be a team, man, culture, Keeney's Kitchen is rising. Connect Cafe and Events is about to be the hottest thing in town. And Dreamboat Fitness, unless you experience 5 a.m., you don't even know what the hype's about.
Speaking of that 5 a.m. hype in the gym, what is your personal definition of fitness?
Woo-hoo! You're talking my love language, baby. This is number one. What gets me out of bed, what makes me want to run my head through a wall. Exercise, fitness, weightlifting, resistance training, doing hard things. Man, my personal definition of fitness is to each their own. You have to find something what makes you tick, whether you're a runner, whether you're a weightlifter, whether you're a walker, whether you're a mall walker. Me and my son was at the mall the other day and these people were just walking laps. I'm like, hey son, have you ever seen the mall walker? Maybe that's your definition of fitness. I think everybody has their definition of fitness. Mine is, I want to be as humanly strong as possible, as lean as possible. I want to be able to do hard things. I want to be able to do 100 burpees. I want to be able to climb a mountaintop. I want to be able to lift 315 pounds on a bench press till the day I die, or as long as possible. I want to be able to deadlift 500 pounds for as long as possible. I want to be able to back squat 405. Fitness is a tool, is a drug, is an added value opportunity for you to make great strides in all areas of your life. Fitness spills over. Fitness gives you energy. Fitness produces endorphins of positivity. And man, fitness is what makes me tick. I love it. I can't explain it. It makes my heart beat out of my chest. And it's non-negotiable. You know what I mean? I don't base my feelings on whether I'm going to exercise or not. I'm exercising every single day, whether I want to or not, because I know the reward system. If you put money in the bank account, like you might be out there, you don't exercise, but you're a great saver. You know the outcome of saving money. It's going to produce wealth. So I know when I'm investing into myself, it's going to pour over into marriage, fatherhood, coaching, business, life, leadership. And that's my definition of fitness.
You've spent a lot of time in the gym on your fitness journey. How has training your body trained your mind? Man,
Iron sharpens iron. When I train my body, when I continue to do hard things, that ultimately is a self-confidence booster. So a lot of times in life, we walk through life yo-yo up and down, saying things in subconsciously and not following through. When I show up in the gym every single day and I grab that barbell and I lift it off the ground, 225 pounds is always going to be 225 pounds. So some days it feels light, some days it feels heavy. But when I continue to lift it day in, day out, get on the bike, take 60-minute walks, it sharpens my mind so bright, clear, crisp. I don't got the insulin spikes, ups and downs. I'm focused. I'm motivated. Nobody has ever left the gym really feeling worse than they went in. You leave excited, fulfilled, confident. I just did something hard. So man, I can't even get into words how powerful exercise is to my life, into the exercise community. And if you're not exercising, I encourage you, find a friend, show up, ask, and somebody's going to help you. Exercise, weightlifting has 1000% sharpened my mind and built me into the man I am today.
So you told us about the connection between your fitness and your mind. What is the connection between fitness and leadership?
Fitness and leadership, both extremely hard. Fitness, it's hard to be consistent. A lot of yo-yos out there. I can lift weights for 3 months, 1 month to fall off. It's hard to be consistent for years. I've been lifting weights for 20 years. I've been utmost consistent for the past 7 or 10. And my leadership and my business has skyrocketed. The harder I train, the harder I want more. Leadership, I think it's ranked as the hardest thing in the world to do and to become. Why is there only 1% of people in the world that are leaders? Why do a lot of employees want to settle at the employee standard? Why? Because leadership, management, there's extra expectations and accountability. And man, what I'm so proud of through Dreamboat Fitness is identifying talent and building leaders within the umbrella. I can share back since day one when Dreamboat Fitness started. Whitney Cunningham, I saw a young girl, great athlete, was trying to get started in fitness. I said, Whitney, how about you come become a coach? She since then became a mom, mother too, and now she's the high school basketball coach at Valley High School. Doing great things. I poured into that girl for years, and hopefully I had something to do with her success. I go on Darby High, a college graduate, coached for me for a couple years, went back and got a RN degree. Now she's doing exceptional things in Columbus, Ohio. Lindsay Ward graduated with a degree from Morehead State, coached me for a year or two, still continues to coach. Went back and got a PT license, now continued doing good things, coaching softball, being a mom, being a leader for her family. Coach Jacob Perry brought him in. Jacob, you're a leader, you're a coach. Encouraged him to be the soccer coach at Valley High School, apply for the job. Jacob is now the soccer coach at Valley High School. He's a teacher, he's a leader. He's leading for his family. He's now a husband. Bryce Romanello, same thing. Grabbed him under my wing. Bryce said, you're meant to be a PE and health coach. You need to be the strength coach. What is Bryce? Bryce is the PE and health coach. He's a soccer coach. He's a strength coach. Continue to live that active lifestyle. My girl Riley Smith, been training her since 15 years old. Seen her through high school, seen her through college. She's now an RN in the, not hospice, but very sick care, the deathly care. Riley's doing great things, man. She's going to be a beautiful wife, a beautiful mom. So proud of Riley. Brett Smith. Brett's been with me since day one. Brett's a manager at the Atomic A plant. Hundreds of people under his umbrella. Brett hits the weights every morning at 5 a.m., spills over into his family life. He has 3 kids, I believe 3 or 4. He's got a whole slew of them, and leading by example for his family. Hector Reffett, my dude, my pastor, my best friend. Hector been rolling with me for years. He's now a coach within the gym. He's still being a pastor. He's a server. He's a giver. And it starts with the exercise, the weightlifting. My dude, Jesse Carver, he's a coach. Me and Jesse, our dads were dope dealers. Jesse went down a bad path. I went down a bad path. I changed my life. Jesse saw me change my life. He said, Matt, I need help. Jesse's down 100 pounds. He just was awarded Southern Ohio Correction Facility Officer of the Year. And it came after 3 years of doing hard things inside the gym. Training daily, putting away, saying no to the booze, getting new friend groups. Kayla Talby. Kayla's one of my girls. She took her under my wing. Kayla, you're a coach, you're a leader, you're a weightlifter. She was a softball coach at Valley. Now she's a hospice nurse, raising her family. So I'm so proud of my team. I'm so proud that they have went and blossomed into other areas. Know that I always support you, I love you, and I want the best for you. So how does fitness and leadership, they're like this, interchangeable. Fitness is hard, leadership is hard. You got a choice. You either want to be a leader or you don't want to be the leader. And when you combine hard things in the fitness, it's going to facilitate your leadership capabilities.
Let's go on to the subject of faith. Coming from someone who has much purpose and passion, how do you align passion with purpose through faith?
It's the whole holistic approach. We can be super heavy and good in something, but we're going to be empty. My key components is physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. I can be as strong as ever. I can be as sharp as ever mentally. I could be on an emotional level with my wife, but I could be missing the spiritual realm. So when you can combine all 4 of those and understand each one of them is its own task in general, physically I'm strong, mentally I'm strong. But if I don't have spiritual alignment, I'm going to be empty inside. You may be the most fulfilled person without a faith background right now. Okay, I would challenge you by saying, well, what then? After you accumulate everything you want to accumulate, what then? What now? If you're always chasing the next thing, you're going to be empty inside, I promise you. Once you understand faith in the spiritual realm of, I'm pursuing purpose, I'm pursuing passion, I'm pursuing service, that, man, it's a fulfillment that nothing else can fulfill you with. I'm not chasing dollar bills. I actually talk about cheat codes. I got a cheat code that I have Jesus on my team. If he is for me, who can be against me? I have a spouse that loves me unconditionally, and she's my accountability. I have kids that I have to mentor and be a role model and lead through my actions, not through my words. So when you have the cheat codes, Jesus, spouse, kids, service, man, it makes life a lot easier to navigate when you're spiritually fulfilled. And it's just so key. It's so key. I encourage you to find that. I encourage you to surround yourself with others. And I encourage you to search for it.
Can you share a story with us where faith carried you when nothing else could?
Yeah, I can share a story. I'm sharing it right now. I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no overwhelming desire for money in my bank account. I have no idea what's about to happen next door. I have no idea the direction Keeney's Kitchen is going to go. But I have ultimate self-belief that God's going to make a way, provide. If I continue to search within my heart, listen to the whispers that he puts in to my walk every morning, provide service, be of value, listen, and provide, that's my ultimate step out on faith. Is I'm going to give everything I have today, and I'm going to wake up tomorrow and repeat. And I'm going to wake up the day after that. I don't do anything special. I just don't miss. And I'm on this mission to keep waking up every day and providing for you.
We've talked about faith, we've talked about family, we've talked about business. How do you protect family time in a busy season of life?
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to protect family time. As one, being intentional, communication with your wife, using a calendar, understanding that there's going to be different seasons of life. Right now, I'm committed to being the ball coach on Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, so I'm not going to miss. Family comes first on those hours. You know, there's some days that business comes first. And my wife is okay with that because it has allowed her to live her best life. She's now a stay-at-home mom. She operates within the businesses. She has her role. And without having extreme work ethic in the early infancy years of these businesses, that we would never have the freedom to do what we do now. So family is a priority. But it's a juggle, it's a balance. Some days my daughter needs me, some days my wife needs me, some days my son needs me. My son loves to go fishing. So can we go fishing 7 days a week? No. But when I can go once a week or once every 14 days, he knows it's important, and I try to put the phone down and be with him. But balance is a tough word. It's ultimately intentional in communicating with your family's needs and your spouse's needs.
What kind of legacy do you want your family to remember you by?
Dad was bold. Dad was fearless. Dad was courageous. Dad was a man of God. You know, if I pass away tomorrow, you know, I hope there's enough content, there's enough memories that Dad showed them by actions, not by talking, not by the past. Dad showed my son and daughter that they have the ability and opportunity to do and achieve anything they want to in this life. So today I sit here in front of this camera, raw, I feel like I'm unclothed, still kind of feel unworthy, but my heart beats so much for the passion to lead, to educate, entertain, motivate, that I'm willing to sit in this chair and become uncomfortable. If not for anything, for myself, because I want to become a better leader. I want to become a better dad. I want to become a better coach. So this next 45 minutes that you're about to partake on is just questions about life. You know, the past 10 years have been so unique and so purposeful and so driven and so immaculate. Like, I can't even imagine that I'm sitting here today at this table in Chillicothe with the opportunity to speak into this camera. So I hope that you enjoy the conversation. I hope you begin to understand who I am as an entrepreneur, as a dad, as a father. Thank you for sharing this. Thank you for liking this. Thank you for the comments. Thank you for just being a listener. It means the world to me. And I promise you, rep after rep, we're going to get better. You're going to be here in a live audience partaking in this soon. Connect with Keeney. Real people, real stories, and real impact.
It's been great hearing some insight of your personal life, your mission, and your journey. How about some fun rapid fire questions?
Let's get it going.
What is your favorite hype song?
Woo-hoo. Waymaker, miracle worker. Man, I got a good voice. Man, that Waymaker jam, it gets me hyped. If you know, you know. Actually, right now, there's a dude, Call Me Back. Christopher Dre Day Ministry got the song Call Me Back. Boy, I could lift. The next weightlifting event, I'm going to put 550 pounds on the barbell and I'm deadlifting it. Put Call Me Back on. So it gets released, this November. Call Me Back, Dre Day Ministries.
What's your favorite cheat meal?
Ooh, pizza, 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 ice cream, ice cream, ice cream, and chips, chips, chips. Man, Doritos should be my sponsor, or jalapeno kettle cooked chips. Sponsor me, because I'm your dude.
Well, we have all got at least one, hopefully not 10. Do you have any guilty pleasures?
Man, I'm a sucker for, I love an afternoon nap. Saturday afternoon nap, guilty pleasure. Yeah, guilty pleasure. I love to lay on my wife's chest and she scratches my head like a dog. That's the so if you know, you know. If you're a man and you enjoy that, no, that's my number one.
Let's do one more. What is your wildest coaching story?
Whew. Wildest coaching story. Man, so we'll edit this with all the blanks. Wildest coaching story. Man, I can say I don't have the wildest coaching story. I've coached junior high, I've coached high school, and now I'm coaching youth. Literally, just the wildest thing about youth sports is it's real easy to coach from the stands until you're down on the sideline and you see these little youth, adolescent eyeballs and ears. We ran the same play 100 times and we tell them to go do it and they don't know the play is. So just the innocence of expectations as adults are way higher than the standards of youth sports. So I would say I learn something every day coaching youth sports. Hey, if you made it this far, I just want to encourage you, do something bold, do something loud, do something uncomfortable. Sign up for a half marathon, sign up for a 5K, sign up to take a class, sign up to learn a new skill. Skills equals opportunities. I'm really a practitioner. I'm not big on university. I'm not big on school. I'm big on skills. Skills are applicable to daily life. When you invest in yourself, you create possibilities to live a purpose-driven life. So what are you going to do this week that's going to be uncomfortable and increase that heart rate to success? Let's go.